Hi everybody, it's the weekend, and the weekend means we can talk about a topic. What's the topic of this video? Realm events. I'm sure a lot of you either like or dislike realm events with their overall structure and the way that they can be good for the community involvement and not so good. In this video we're going to look at some ideas, some stuff that I have, some ideas that you all have as to ways that maybe they can be made better, and maybe Kabam already have these ideas locked down for the future that could make them really decent and beneficial. So back when we first knew about realm events, I mean, I'm still pretty positive about them. I think they are great, but it's striking the right balance as to what they meant to achieve. I'm sure from the first instance we were like, okay, well, do we need... we knew about this being unaided by Kabam, so like, not taking the Foundation or Brian Grant's special objective into consideration. We're all like, hey, can we do this? Well, I don't know. It's like that Bob the Builder thing. Bob the Builder, can we do this? Realm events? Possibly, because we don't know. I mean, the quick answer to this is, well, no, not really. Not really. Without Kabam's interference, can we actually do a realm event as a community? But is that on Kabam for not really understanding the data that was presented from it? Again, the question maybe. There's always if, buts and maybes with this, because when you're doing something new, you don't know it's going to work. Someone puts out a video and thinks, oh, loads of people are going to watch that video, and nobody does. The same way that it's like people put an album out and go, hey, I made this album and nobody buys it. Or some randomer puts an album out and people like it. It's like that, isn't it? You just don't know how something's going to perform. But Kabam know data. And as we said, Kabam had knowledge of data. They may have gone for the Crystal Cleanser. It's a good example. They may be like, well, the player base has 1 billion unopened, or 2 billion, or whatever, how many billion unopened crystals. So what if they opened it as part of the event? What if that encouraged people to come back to the game to open up crystals? And that may have been what Kabam wanted to pitch with it, but unfortunately it didn't work that way because people in the community's thought processes are very different. There were people that went, I'm going to open crystals, and the others that just went, I'm not going to do this. My inventory is going to be too stacked. I'm just not doing it. Full stop. So we've got two different types of events. The first two realm events. Number one was a very easy Crystal Cleanse event, which we talked about in the past, how it was from our dissections of how it was meant to be, opening it, blah, 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 how many points we need to do on a daily basis, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Now flash forward to this one here, the Battleground Blitz. You have to do stuff, and it is more labor intensive. And did Kabam know about the stats or the data beforehand? Again, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Maybe they knew we would need a leg up during the event. This is why this Stark Foundation is a very interesting leg up program. The same way that the Battleground, the objectives were the same as well. Now I hope that the realm events continue. I think it is a good encouragement for other and older players, or kind of semi-retired, or those that are away from the game would want to come back. But it doesn't solve a really kind of pressing problem in Marvel Contest of Champions at the moment. It's the same one that Kabam are still wrestling with to this day. Making this game more grindier is not a good thing. Yes, you've got to go and work for something, but gaming habits are changing. Even Kabam know about this as well. They know about grinding habits with it. Yes, people play mobile games. People still play mobile games. However, they don't have as much time nowadays. I effectively work 2 jobs. I don't have as much time as I'd want to have for playing MCOC. Now that will probably, that's circumstantial. That will change in the new year and I'll probably be back to playing. I am not a full-time content creator and YouTuber. I would like to go back to doing that at some point next year, and I'm planning that. Because obviously live streaming was when I did a lot of the playing and grinding in-game, which I don't have the time for nowadays. So, when you don't have the time to grind, a grinding type realm event feels quite stressful and can burn players out. So there could be other options in the future how Kabam could make a better type of realm event that could be really decent fun and not be too stressful for you. So I've got a couple of ideas, actually 3 ideas it seems, with this one. And Kabam may already have these locked down. So what's one thing that you do? What do you do? Well, you spend gold. Well, what's the other thing you do? We level champions. Yeah, okay. What's the other thing you do? Oh, we fight with champions in quests and we quest. Okay. So those could be realm events. Well, yeah, they could be. I'm theoretically asking the same question of myself, but you do all these things. You do these things a lot. Ranking up a champion is probably what you're doing right now. There's more than likely been a ton of leveling right away. I'm very sparse with my leveling up. There's a level up event on at the moment. This is one of the reasons that I've waited off for leveling up these champions on the top row, these 7 stars. And of course, there's one in the second row I should be doing, except for Silver Sable. That's to be buffed in the future. But I'm going to be very careful. I've only got 500,000 gold. I need to go do incursions. Again, therein lies the problem. Very grindy. Got to go to this place, grab this, in order to grab gold quickly. That's the game. But if I was doing all those things, gathering gold, earning gold, Kabam, could they track that? Could that be a good realm event? Tracking, you grab gold as soon as you grab gold, or is it the spending of gold? Is that the easier thing to do? Tracking the spending of the gold equals, I don't know, 1 gold is X amount of points. Like if for whatever reason in the game at the moment, people may have a load of gold, they may hold a lot of gold, they may have held more gold than crystals. So theoretically, they can put something in place to go spend, I don't know, the community spends 3 billion to 5 billion gold. And people may say that's a bit too much, but look, the amount that you spend gold-wise to level up at least 1 champion is astronomical. So the concept would have to be a little bit higher than that. The same thing with levels. Like if you're leveling up champions, that would be cool for a particular event, wouldn't it? I mean, I definitely think that would be the case. So there could be something else. Like the other thing that I think would be quite good if Kabam ran it as a realm event, especially in December, would be a Banquet crystal opening. Guess what? All of us have to do in December. That's right, open Banquet crystals. Kabam are already pre-prepping us on grabbing Banquet crystals. Is this something that's a precursor to Kabam doing a Banquet crystal opening type event? Maybe. Maybe not. But imagine that. If there was I think that would be a brilliant idea. As lots of lower accounts and lower players would be able to come up with us. They might be able to open up, there's open up I don't know, 1,000, not 1,000 crystals, but like 1,000 units worth of, it won't be like that, by the way. Open up, I don't know, because you get 10 free, maybe 20, maybe 30 Banquet crystals that could be opened. Of course, you get a chunk for free. I'm not saying go out and you have to spend in the region of about 6,000 to 9,000 units to get it. But maybe that could be a structure that Kabam are trying to employ. Maybe they're not. Maybe it'd be fun as my screen goes, what the hell happened? That's weird, isn't it? It's just I'm saying that the screen kind of like went black and then kind of came back again. Kabam trying to do something. So all those things could be really decent to kind of like switch up. But at the end of the day, is this all worth it? Is there any point to realm events? What do I mean by that? Well, if Kabam are going to offer like leg up programs every single time, like the Foundation, and by the way, at the point of recording this video, the account that's posted hasn't posted since. So to acknowledge the extra donations, but I don't know. Anyway, the point is, what's the point of realm events if Kabam are basically going to top us up? And does that mean that like you'd have to, I don't know, does it encourage laziness in people's involvement in these events because they're like, oh, that's all right, Kabam will just top us up? I can't I can't say that's the truth. It's just from an assessment, logically assessing this particular type of event or events in the future. Like, will Kabam top us up if we're literally not doing enough? And if people go, well, I've done this, I'm not doing any more. That's kind of sad. But I'd like to see in the future these kind of like less grindy elements. I mean, we gave the perfect examples in the video. We gave the opening of Banquet crystals, realm event idea. Energy consumption, that could be another cool one. That encourages people to go out and quest a little bit more, and you can auto fight for a good chunk of time, so at least that's helpful as well. Well, I don't want to do so much questing, Rich. Well, just auto fight through some stuff, and you will probably spend the energy that the realm event requires. I'm just saying. Leveling up and ranking up, again, could be another option. Spending gold. Those 4 realm event ideas right there, I think are not as grindy on the level of the Battlegrounds Blitz. So they're not on that level of kind of grindy, and also they're not on the edge of kind of tedious and hoardy and crystal spendy as, you know, the crystal cleanse. Yes, the Banquet event or Banquet crystal opening idea is a bit too much similar, I agree, but maybe Kabam would learn lessons. Either way, from most of those ideas, it kind of gives this kind of level playing field. It can be slightly achieved. It's like it's not too grindy. It's also not too easy and kind of hoardy because, you know, gold. People have a lot of gold, so, you know, rank up some champions, plan some rank ups. If Kabam give further notice to people, at least players can go, well, do you know what? Let's hold off until ranking up and leveling up champions until this realm event idea would start, because then you'd be fully prepared to kind of at least give something to it. So whether or not Kabam would have to kind of do so much, like, do you prep the community to do a realm event, or do you just give them stuff in order to get to that particular stage, obviously where we are right now with getting extras from the Stark donations and of course the Brian Grant objective. So I don't know, what's everyone's thoughts on that that particular idea of realm events that kind of fit better to the kind of intermediate, as opposed to being too grindy and kind of like, you know, less and a bit meh. What is everyone's thoughts on realm events as a whole? I think they're good, but I think that there's lessons always to be learned with these things, and better ideas could be formulated to inspect data, how players interact with it, and just general enjoyment. Anyway, that has been the video, a little bit of thoughts from me, and I shall see you all in the next one, whatever that will be. Have a lovely weekend, and goodbye.